Madam and the concierge has called a truce because they are losing a little bit too much money to keep this up. But how long will it last? What's good, y'all? Sugar Sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another All the Queensmen video. And in this one, we are talking about Madam and the concierge and if they will be going back to war anytime soon. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my All the Queensmen content and conversations. I'm your good sis you let it talk TV with, so you know we're coming with new All the Queensmen videos every single day, discussing all of the characters, plot points, storylines that you want to get into. I have an entire All the Queensmen season 4 playlist, so if you missed out on anything or you got questions, check the playlist because I promise you I probably got a video about it. We didn't talk about how Dom is a dummy. We didn't talk about how it's time for Blue to quit. We didn't talk about is Dom pregnant? Yeah. We didn't got to what we needed to get to, and I'm coming with new videos every single day. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on it. And let's get into this conversation around the concierge and Madam. Because my first thought is that this truce is not gonna last. However, I actually don't want the concierge to exit anytime soon. So when I stepped back and I gave myself a couple days to think on it, I'm like, maybe the truce is going to last. Now, my first thought that the truce wasn't going to last also tied to the fact that in episode 11, which is titled Smoke and Mirrors, we're going to meet a new character named Monica. And if you want to know about the new characters that we are slated to experience in this season, I have an entire blog post on my website, as well as a video breaking down the 35 new characters that come to season 4. But Monica is described as apparently a delivery person for Peachtree Distillery. Monica has a uniform and a clipboard, crates of what looks like liquor for Club Eden. But Monica is an armed robber, and those crates contain guns, and she and her partners plan to rob everybody at the club at gunpoint. You already know the concierge has sent the smoke up and through the VIPs locker room, knocked out the VIPs, let Madam know that he can get in there and he can touch anybody that he wants to touch. So why in the hell wouldn't this be the concierge behind putting Monica and her crew, her all-girl crew maybe, up to go and run up in Eden and rob all the patrons? It makes sense. On the surface, if anybody has their ear to the streets, they probably have heard that Madam and the concierge are beefing. They might not have heard that they have called a truce, because that happened behind closed doors at the barbershop chair, right? That straight razor got things together. So most people probably don't know that they called a truce. This would be the opportune time. If you look at Madam as an op, this is the time that you attack her. If you look at the concierge as an op, this is the time that you attack him. Because while they are feuding with their biggest op, it's very easy for other little smaller soldiers to take a hit at the throne and get their little rocks off and do it under the cover of, oh, this looks like somebody else. So everything in me is now saying that this is probably not the concierge's doing. If the concierge wanted Eden to be robbed, I doubt he will be wanting to rob the patrons. He will be trying to rob Madam. He would come up in there better than what Red did in season 1 and go for them damn safes. But it feels like this one is more of like a lower level gang or somebody on the up and up or on the come up and trying to make a name for themselves, and they trying to take their shot at Madam because they feel like she's weak. They feel like she's vulnerable right now. And she's also up for trial, right? So again, this is the perfect time. Now, in thinking about this is not the concierge, it opens us up to so many other possibilities. Like there is a new villain brewing. There is a new adversary for for Madam to go up against in future seasons, which makes me excited because I have said on numerous occasions that we cannot get rid of the concierge, not no time soon. His energy is too dope. Their sexual chemistry is too dope. Like they are really great together. I love Eva and I love Christian in these roles. I like them going at one another, but I like the tug and pull of it. And if we were just in his villain era and he hates Madam and he just wants her to die, then that would just give us one note. But now that they called a truce, they supposed to be, not necessarily going at one another. I could totally see how Madam will assume that this particular hit on Eden is the concierge. So she go to him and tell him like, didn't I tell you not to come for me? And he like, I didn't do anything. Then we get down to the bottom of it and they find out, oh, it's some other new people that's coming up. They saw your shipment got yanked. They saw happen, and now they trying to make a name for themselves, and maybe they join up again. And y'all already know I have been wanting them to bump uglies with one another at least 1, 2, maybe 3 more times. Coming together against a common enemy is a perfect way for them to bump uglies. I'm just saying. So I'm leaning into the truce is going to last for a while. We're going to see new enemies. We also know that Toni got something brewing for Madam. She's trying to unseat Madam and basically hand over Madam's whole empire to whoever. And does she think that she's going to fade to black after she done already proven herself to be a snake and a liar to her damn family? She's coming for Madam in this regard. So there's so many forces right now attempting to take shots at Madam, and this is the perfect time for the concierge to come back into the fold and to help her and to be there to support her. And they could put that beef, they could keep that beef on hold and revisit it in maybe season 6, revisit it maybe season 7. But right now we got other fish to fry, or at least I hope that that's the storyline that they're laying out for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, the truce is going to last. It's going to last for quite a while, even though there's going to be hiccups in trying to maintain it, because anytime either side actually gets something happening to them or takes a hit, they're going to assume it's the other. But they're going to have to keep their communication straight. They're going to have to try to be as integral as possible. They do honestly have a good amount of respect for one another, so they're going to definitely have to lean on that so that they don't actually wind up jumping and taking a bait that some other people might actually have to do or be laying for them to try to keep them fighting with one another. Now, another reason why I also think that the truce is going to last for a while is because we're getting to see in this season Madam go to trial behind all the bodies that's dropping in this big case that Detective Davis has been laying out for her. Now, we already know that earlier seasons, right, the concierge was able to wipe hard drives, was able to clear video footage, because Madam was running around Atlanta doing all types of craziness, being messy, and she would have gotten caught if the concierge would have not done what he did to clear the evidence that was against her. Now, he hasn't gone as far as to turn anything over that we can tell. He did, hack into El Fuego's computer and make it seem like he wanted to have El Fuego turn on Madam, and maybe he was potentially leading to snitching, ratting, turning over this information. But I think that in us seeing that Madam gets through this trial so quickly, I think that the concierge also has something to do with it. So the same way that he was able to make this footage and all that stuff disappear, and then it reappeared again and he was throwing it in her face, I also think that he can decide to bury it again and do whatever he can possibly do in honor of their truce to support her getting off of this particular these charges that Detective Davis has come up with and trying to stick it to her. That's one of the only ways I feel like we are able to see Madam not only just walk into the damn to the courthouse, but then to walk out so easily. Like the whole her going to trial, it starts with, I believe episode 10, and then she's out by like episode 11 or 12. No, she's out. It starts in episode 11 and she's out by episode 13. It's way too quick. Like she's not just doing this on her own. And then we're carrying on with the storyline of Toni and Toni trying to take everything from Madam all the way up through episode 15, because we get to see the probate / estate specialist who was talking to Toni. Like, yeah, the concierge has to have a hand in Madam walking free. This truce is going to stand, which I'm actually excited for, which means we get more scenes with Eva and Christian together. Don't know what the hell they're going to do. We also know that Madam has been sexually frustrated, because in the last episode, I'm recording this after episode 7 premiered, but in the last episode, we had to watch, Tommy coordinate a little orgy situation for her. So she's already sexually frustrated. She'd have called the truce to the man who was giving her all types of big O's and, mile high club situations. Like, it's giving running back. It's giving keep y'all's truce. It's giving y'all work better together than apart. So, like, let's make it happen. It's your good sis, you let us talk TV with. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to know what you think. How long do you think that this truce is going to last between the concierge and Madam? Drop it down in the comment section down below so that we can keep this conversation going, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.